Hey, my lovely Serene Dream here with another edition of Fill Me In General Energy Reading. And this reading can apply to anyone of any sign, and it can apply at any time you find this reading. Once you do find the reading, it can be a message that resonates with you for the day, for the week, the month, or even the year. It is not going to resonate with everyone, so take what resonates, only what resonates. Leave what does not. Reverse the messages if that's how it fits your situation. If you would like to check out the monthly Zodiac readings or a year ahead forecast, you can go ahead and click on the Vimeo links below to view those. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, the link to my website can be found below in the description box as well. Follow me on Instagram at Serene Dream Things for daily guidance, and make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you can receive all the updates. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, I'm hearing marking your territory, but let me tune in a bit more here. I feel like you're planting your seeds. It's like you found I'm hearing the fertile land. You found this land, you found this spot where you want to plant your seed for it to grow and flourish and everything to, grow from there. So this could be anything. It's like you found a job that you want to, you know, be and grow in that career, grow in that company, and, retire. Like you want to be there for the rest of your life. Or this could be in the case of like a partner. You found the person that you want to have your forever with. Or this could even be like a place of residence. Like you found like your dream home. You found where you want to be. Even if it's not like a physical house, like maybe you found, the country, the state, or the city that you actually could see yourself living in for the rest of your life. But either way, I just get that you found where you want to plant your roots. And it was difficult. I feel like coming to this decision was rather difficult. It was not something easy for you at all. I feel like you had maybe a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of distress associated with this choice. But in the end, it's like you went back and forth over this decision so much that you looked at the logistics of it. You didn't make this decision from like an emotional place, and you didn't make this decision off impulse. Like you literally lined all your choices up, and you looked at the pros and cons over here, and the pros and cons over here, and the pros and cons over there, and you literally made your decision on like which one had the most pros. Because I feel like when you were trying to make this decision, it was it was as if it was overwhelming you so much that you didn't know what to do. You found yourself at a crossroads, like, I don't know which way to turn. I don't know which road to go down. And then you found that you really couldn't make the decision on your gut because you felt like, in some way you couldn't trust your gut, because maybe you felt as if like you didn't even know if that feeling you were feeling was from your gut, if that was your intuition, or if this was some other superficial thing that was pulling you toward this option. So you needed to be sure. And so you sat with this for a while. You sat with it, you mulled over it, you, like I said, listed out the pros and cons, went over everything twice, maybe even three times, and that's how you reached your decision. So even in reaching your decision, you're very sure about it, but I feel like you may still have some stress lingering from the whole, process of choosing, because it's like you were debating this for so long. I don't know how long, but I do feel like you've been at this for a while. Whatever, and a while is, relative, however long that would be for you. Whatever you would consider to be a while, you would know it's your story. So you know how long you've been at this. But it just seems like I just get that this was a very draining process, but you were happy that you finally came to making this decision. You are confident. I feel like you're very confident in this decision, because I'm not getting that you're ecstatic about it. And it's not to say that you're not happy with your decision. It's just that everything that you went through to get to this point of making this choice is still like lingering inside of you. So you're thinking about all the sleepless nights. You're thinking about how you mauled over this like day and night. You're thinking about, you going back over and over again over all the list of the pros and cons, all the logistics of everything. And when you just think about how it's finally over and you can finally get some rest, that's really all you're thinking about is just resting, in this decision and finally planting your roots somewhere. And so you are just like, okay, decision made. You wiping the sweat from your forehead. It's done. You can't really celebrate yet because you just need to rest, first of all, because you've just been up, you've been stressed, you've been wide awake, just going over everything. It's almost like a parent, putting together like a shitload of toys for their kids, on Christmas Eve. They put the kiddies to bed and they're putting together the dollhouse and the bikes and everything and trying to make sure the kids, they do it all before Christmas morning. And so the parents are up all night putting together all of these toys, all of these things for the kids to have an amazing Christmas. And so when the kids wake up and everything is done and under that tree and put together properly, it's like they're happy. It's like there's a sense of relief to finally step away and see all of this stuff put together. But they're tired because they've been up all night. And so they have to stay up a little while longer to, get the kids situated and see the joy on their faces, opening their gifts, coming, running out of their rooms under the tree to their gifts put together, and they can play with it immediately. But the minute that parent gets a break, they're going to rest. I get like if I was just to compare it to a situation, that's what I'm getting here. It's like you can't really celebrate yet because you're too tired, but you're very confident in your decision. So that means that's something. Now, with this decision might come some pushback from some people. I don't feel like I feel no matter what you chose, I feel like there were going to be people who are going to argue what you chose. And you knew this, which was part of the reason why you were so stressed out about making this decision, because you were trying to find, at first, rather, you were trying to find the least resistant option. You were trying to, you were trying to find the path of least resistance, I should say. You probably knew what you were leaning more toward, but maybe what you were leaning more toward came with a lot of criticism, a lot of judgment, a lot of, difficulty surrounding it. And you were just like, okay, how can I do this without, everything being so hard? How can I remove the difficulties from this situation so that I can choose this, and just be calm about it. And I don't have to worry about hearing everybody's mouth about it. Like, how can I just get around the criticism that may come with me making this choice? The judgments or the difficulties that come with the choice. How can I just remove that? And then you found out that you couldn't. And then you had all these other options that maybe you weren't too crazy about, but when you looked at that, it's like, wow, it may not come with so much judgment. The other options may have not come with so much judgment and criticism, but it was not without its difficulties for a whole other reason, and maybe some of those options came with a little bit of judgment and criticism too. It's like everywhere you turned, it came with something. So you're like, you know what? It's like you started to realize you needed to make this choice for yourself and not for everybody else. Because I do feel like you went into this trying to figure out the most people-pleasing option. But throughout the process of trying to determine which one would be best for that to please the people, you realize that wasn't going to make you happy. Like, you were going to end up suffering in the process. So then you said, okay, I got to do it for me because I'm the one that got to be stuck with this option for the rest of my life. So then you started to try to pick it apart and figure out how you can do this. Like I said, find the path of least resistance. But I don't feel like you really found that. Throughout this process, you realize that it's going to be difficult no matter how you looked at it, no matter what you did or how much you nitpicked it. So here you are with this option you chose, and you're facing all that criticism, all that judgment, all that pushback that you were expecting. And it's like you're prepared for it. Because I feel like within that process of making a choice, you are also preparing your mind for the comebacks, for whatever judgment or criticism that you might face and making this choice. So yeah, you're ready for it. You're not backing down. I'm hearing you're not cowarding from it. And that could have been something that you were in the beginning, you felt you would have been more acting more cowardly in relation to criticism and judgment surrounding your choice. But yeah, it's like through this process of making the choice, you've gotten stronger. You found the words that needed to be said in order to defend your stance. You have built up this confidence within yourself to say you matter, what you want matters, and you're not going to back down because that's what someone else wants. Because I feel like you were so used to making decisions based on what other people want you to do. You're always doing things to make other people happy and very little to make yourself happy. But this one, I feel like this choice, it makes you happy. Like I said, maybe not initially, but at some point, you know, you're getting like you're maybe not initially because of the difficulty, like I said, surrounding it, but when the dust settles, like you're gonna be really happy with your decision. And you know that. Once you weighed out all the pros and cons and you made this choice, you knew that when the dust settled, after you got over all, the backlash and everything, difficulties that came with it, that it was gonna make you really happy in the long run. And that's why you chose it. But yeah, you have to defend it first. So yeah, I feel like when you first announce this option, this choice, I should say, once you announce this choice very openly to your loved ones, you see how I'm doing that? That's that sigh, that heavy breathing. It's like that's what I'm getting from you. It's like you're going into battle. You have to battle first before you can truly enjoy this choice. But you're at the same time, like I say, you're prepared for this battle. But it doesn't make it any less stressful that you have to battle at all. To do what you want to do what makes you happy. Because I feel like the people around you are so used to you caving to what they want that they never expected you to go this hard for what you want. It's like you're maturing, you're growing up. This whole process of making this choice has maybe allowed you to reach a level of maturity that you have not been able to reach previously. You're able to see that you can do things on your own, that you're a lot more independent than you were initially giving yourself credit for. You're a lot stronger. You're a very independent thinker. I feel like that was the problem with a lot of you who this message resonates with. It's not that you weren't capable of doing things on your own or that you weren't a strong person overall. I just get that maybe a part of you had a problem. You had a problem following the crowd as far as your thinking. Like you probably had a struggle with being an independent thinker. So that's why you normally went along with what other people wanted. What other people liked, you said you liked. Even if deep down inside you really didn't like it, you were just so like a little timid and a little afraid, to just be the outcast in that regard and say, no, I don't like that. It's like you'll go along to you go along to get along. That's what I'm getting here. But now it's like you're coming out of that. And I feel like this situation has forced you to reach this level of independent thinking that you've been afraid of before. And so it is going to turn some people off from you, turn them away from you. But I feel like these people, it's fake. Like they weren't really in your corner. They didn't really give a damn about you and what made you happy or your well-being. Not at all. These people who are going to be turning away from you, it was all self-serving for them. They knew you would always serve them, would always do what they wanted you to do. They were hoping that once again you were going to cave. And then you didn't do that. You don't do that this time. And so they're going to be fake leaving you, fake turning their back on you. I do feel like they're going to be back though, because they're going to realize that they need you a lot more than, they always needed you on some level. But because they never showed that to you. They always made it seem like they can do without you, and you were always giving in to them. They got used to that dynamic. So you didn't really realize just how needy this person was, or these people were, how dependent they were upon you, either for emotional support, financial support, approval, whatever the case. And so, yeah, as I mentioned, they're going to be fake leaving, fake turning their back for a while, but they're going to be back. Just stick to your guns. Don't worry too much with, feeling as if you're I'm hearing backstabbing. You might feel as if you're backstabbing somebody with making this choice, but you don't have to worry about that. That's not the case at all. This person wants you to feel that way, but it's not the truth. And they were hoping to convince you to believe that so that you can back away from this choice that you've made. But yeah, as I said, you're going to stick to your guns. You're going to, like I said, this whole battle that you're going through initially is going to hurt a little bit. You're going to come out with some scars, but you're going to be fine. Nothing too big, nothing too damaging. You're coming into yourself on a whole new level. You're reaching a certain power within you that has been lying dormant all of your life. I don't feel like you've ever tapped into this power until now. You're going to realize just how much power you have inside of you once this choice is made. Not only once the choice is made, but once you are going through these battles and you win, and you're still standing after, and you don't have any major damage from it, you're going to realize just how powerful you are, just how capable you are. And it's going to allow you to see something about yourself that you didn't think you were capable of. It's like you're seeing yourself in a whole new way. And I'm hearing that now you're not going to be afraid to stand alone. Even when it comes to future situations where you have to make a choice to do something that goes against the grain, you're not going to be afraid of it anymore, because I feel like this is the starter point for the rest of your life. Because I feel like your path is going to be very different from a lot of the people who surround you now. It might even take you completely away from some of those people. Not all, but some. And you're not going to miss them when you do. And for those who, like I said, who are temporarily turning their back on you, they're going to be back, and they're going to follow your lead, because they're going to realize that they can't push you over the same way they were pushing you over before. They're going to have to respect you, respect your choices, respect the way you think, respect what you say, and most of all, just respect your being, respect your power. And so you're going to become very unapologetic about this part of you, and you're going to take it through the rest of your life. And it's going to be, like I said, this choice that you made is a starting point for many other difficult choices you're going to have to make throughout your life, because your path looks very different than the average person around you, or just the average person, period. But it's going to take you very far in life. You're going to have more success than the average with whatever you're doing, throughout your life. With everything that you do and every choice that you make, is going to take you up a notch. It's going to take you up a level in life. And I feel like with everything, because of that, is why all these choices, starting with this one, are going to have to be as difficult as they are, because only a person who has as much power as you do inside of you can be capable of receiving all that you're about to receive. For what is the saying? To whom much is given, much is required. I feel like that very much applies here with you. You're going to be given a whole lot. And because you're going to be given a whole lot, starting now with this choice, you're going to receive so much more after this. It's going to be a lot required of you. And so it's going to force you to go against the grain and be more of a leader in your life versus a follower. Okay, so that's about all I have for you, lovelies, for this filmy and general energy reading. I hope that reading was helpful to you. Again, if you would like to check out your monthly zodiac readings or your year ahead forecast for 2022, you can go ahead and click on the Vimeo links below to view those. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, links to my website can be found in the description box as well. Follow me on Instagram at Serene Dream Things for daily guidance, and make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any updates. And I'll be back with my readings, lovelies. Bye.